Coming up after the news, I've been joined in the studio by Rob and Lenka from the Paignton Picture House, and there's an event happening there on Saturday morning between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. They're going to be telling us all about that and what is happening with Paignton Picture House and the projection room, which is open now as a community hub and offering many things to many people. So that's all coming next after the news at 12. I say we'll go there with ELO. It's coming up to 7 minutes past 12 on this Thursday lunchtime, the 7th of August, which is the 219th day, by the way, of 2025. And it's great to have guests back in the studio. And this lunchtime I've been joined by Rob Allway, who is here to talk about an event happening at Paignton Picture House this Saturday, which is the 9th of August, between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. and to talk about the Picture House as well. Good afternoon, Rob. Thanks for coming in.
Good afternoon, David.
And the Paignton Picture House. People must know where it is. So tell us a little bit about the Picture House, where it is, and what's going on at the moment, because things are changing. Very, very exciting plans ahead.
Well, the Paignton Picture House is probably the oldest purpose-built cinema in the country, probably Europe as well. And it was opened in 1914, and it closed, unfortunately, in 1999 due to competition with the View Cinema on the seafront. And it's been kind of empty for nearly 26 years. And it's fallen into disrepair. But a charity foundation has come along and is trying to repair it. In fact, they are successfully repairing it. And it should be open in the summer of 2026.
Yeah, as a cinema again.
As a cinema, yes.
Absolutely wonderful, yes, yeah. In the meantime, the projection room is operating, and that's where you're going to be on Saturday. And there's lots going on this Saturday involving local filmmakers, of which you are one, documentary makers, etc. And you're here to talk about that today.
That's right, yes. So the projection room is like a shop space, and it's being used by the charity at the moment for the volunteers. And on Saturday, we're going to have a series of 8 films by 4 different filmmakers, and it's to do with the historical revelations of the Paignton Picture House. So each one kind of documents the history in different ways. So you've got 5 of mine, and there's going to be 2 sessions, one at 10 o'clock and one at 11 o'clock, and they're going to show the same films in both. So you can actually turn up at either time. Okay. Except the main film, or the biggest film, is Kelly Bryant's. And there's going to be 2 versions of that film. There's going to be a live kind of documentary version. And then there's going to be the film itself in the second hour. And that film is... that was actually made in October 2023. And I was part of that kind of immersive film event, and it involved Kelly kind of doing a historical archaeological exploration of the Paignton Picture House. So she used film, and she used recordings and sound. She took interviews of kind of the people that went there over the years, and also people who worked there, like the projectionists and the manager. And she kind of built this beautiful film, and she projected it using mad mapping techniques. So several projectors to actually project the film onto the big screen of the cinema, onto the apex above, and also onto a sculpture that was made with 20 different screens. And the screens were actually kind of moulds from different artifacts of the cinema. And her film is actually she kind of did macro filming of different artifacts of the kind of Art Deco architecture. And other people involved was Tony Weaver. He was the kind of sculptor, and you could also say he was a set designer, because he kind of created the set with the help of his brother Terry. And the music for Kelly's film was done by Jonas Berkavet. That's my English pronunciation. I'm not sure if that's quite right. He's Norwegian, and he's famous for doing the sound and sound effects on really famous films like the James Bond films and also the Harry Potter films. And my involvement with that film was media and IT support. So that's so Kelly's link. She actually links between all the 8 films, because she used to be, well, she still is the lecturer at South Devon College, but she was my lecturer for 2 years, part of my BA degree, so that's 2 years at South Devon, 1 year at Plymouth University. And the 2 students that are showing their films, she's the lecturer for those 2 students as well. So she's influenced all the 8 films.
Okay.
And the other 8 films, so because it's a kind of historical revelations, it's going to start off with a film with that shows time-lapse footage of the seats being removed from the Paignton Picture House.
Ah, okay, yes, yeah.
So basically, when Kelly did her film, the cinema was still intact. Then after that event, the builders came in and started dismantling. And in order to kind of capture the history of the cinema before and after, I was asked to make a time-lapse of the people removing the seats. And then later on, they asked me to come back and make a time-lapse of the uncovering of the mosaic flooring, and that was in the foyer of the Paignton Picture House, and that had been covered by carpet since 1914.
Okay.
So it had layers of kind of carpet and gunk from the backing of the carpet that kind of moulded itself into the mosaic, and it took specialist builders 2 days to actually kind of recover that mosaic and reveal it. And I used my GoPro cameras in different situations, like from hanging from the roof and on different stands, to film the builders actually revealing that piece of historic flooring. And there wasn't at that stage, because the cinema was gutted, there wasn't any power left in the actual building, apart from by the front door. There were a couple of sockets that were still live. So all my cameras were plugged into the power there, because GoPro cameras, their batteries only last an hour.
Okay.
And I was filming for over 2 days.
Fascinating stuff, yeah. I mean, taking the seats up, and the seats in themselves are history, aren't they? Just,
Yeah, definitely.
and finding mosaic, it was covered up in 1914, so that was quite early by carpet, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they kind of made a mistake. It's
Yeah.
this beautiful Art Deco architecture within the cinema, and probably with the guests coming in through the foyer, they decided to put carpet on it. So it has actually protected the mosaic,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's been hidden, so since 1914 no one's seen it.
Wow, yeah. Stop you there for now, because when guests come in, and there's plenty more going on Saturday you're going to talk about there, and your own specific involvement in the film. When guests come in, we always get them to choose music, so I'll play one of your first music tracks. Now, it's very Beatles dominated, your tracks for music selection. Not a bad thing at all. First one I'm going to play is John Lennon's Imagine, so tell us why that's special to you, why you've chosen that.
I just like the concept of imagination, because if you can imagine something, you can create it. So all the Beatle songs and their solo kind of work is very positive and upbeat, and that particular song is now played at the Olympics ceremonies every year since 1996. So billions of people kind of sing along to it at those ceremonies all around the world, and it's got such a positive message.
12 on this Thursday lunchtime, and it's David through to 1 o'clock, and talking in the studio with Rob Allway about what's happening at the projection room in Torbay Road Paignton on Saturday. Now, the projection room is opposite the Paignton Picture House. I was saying off mic one night, I know it's the Torbay Cinema. Paignton Picture House. I should know, being a Paignton boy, I should know. Paignton Picture House. The projection room, you were telling me, is the temporary home now where visitors can find out more about the restoration project of the Picture House, as well as get involved in projects like you're talking about here. And it's a cultural hub of various arts activities, film screenings, workshops, exhibitions going on, and that's been open about a year now in Torbay Road Paignton.
That's right, I think it was July last year that opened.
And this is where the event's happening that you're talking about Rob, at the moment. It's 10
That's
o'clock and 11 o'clock, two separate showings, you were saying. You've already said something about some of the films that are going to be taking part or are going to be shown and you can get involved with. So tell us a little bit more about what's happening on Saturday.
So there's 8 films in total.
Mm-hmm.
The actual address of the projector room is 11 Torbay Road Paignton, TQ4 5AA. And all the films have historical relevance. So I'll talk about the haunted basement of the Paignton Picture House.
Okay.
So when Kelly and I were working on her project there in 2023, that area was kind of cordoned off for health and safety reasons by the builders. But we wanted to see what was down there.
Mm-hmm.
So we took a torch and a camera. We kind of used a 360 camera, and we kind of explored the place. And it was kind of really dark and very scary, actually. So I kind of turned that film into a little horror film. It's only 3.5 minutes. The interesting part of the history is that the tide goes into the basement twice a day, and that's under the basement, and that's because the Victorians actually reclaimed the land for the whole of that Torbay Road. And when we actually went down there, luckily the tide wasn't in. So that's quite a nice piece of history.
Yeah, fact about Paignton, that is, of course, where Queen's Park is now, up to the railway station there. Of course, it was all marshland, and the sea came that far and even further, I believe, back in history.
Yeah, I think it went all the way to Winner Street, if I'm correct.
Yep.
So another film is a little documentary I created, about 5 minutes, and that's the history between the Paignton Picture House and the Dartmouth Steam Railway. So the Dartmouth Steam Railway is actually next door to the Paignton Picture House, and they bought the Paignton Picture House in 1999, and they were going to use it as a front for their company. But unfortunately, the builder became listed, and they couldn't use it. So that's the story behind that, so I won't go into too much detail. You'll have to come and watch the film.
Yep. Strong links for the steam railway, because again, the sidings are right next door, backing up the locomotives back up to the rear of the cinema, don't they, or the picture house?
Yeah, interestingly, when it was steam railways were back in the 60s, and a bit later with the steam railway next door, what the projectionists used to do was open the doors when they were showing a film with trains, and they'd allowed the steam to come into the cinema, and the audience would kind of have a physical experience while they're watching.
Yeah, and the steam whistles as well, no doubt. Yeah,
that's right.
I like that.
So Kelly's film was a live performance. That's the Screen Future memoir back in 2023. That was over 3 days, and it was an immersive experience. So she kind of had the audience experience different sounds of the cinema and all kinds of things. So it's kind of mimicking what the projectionists used to do back in the day.
Okay. Yeah.
Immersive experiences. And then we come to a rather strange film, a little short, and it's called Stanley Pilkington's Big Boom Party Disaster. That's my little film. And it's kind of a comedy, dark comedy, in the kind of theme similar to Inside Number 9 and Royston Vasey with the League of Gentlemen and Psychoville. And it's by the two writers that influenced me, like Steve Pemberton and Rhys Shearsmith. So I kind of created a world similar to Royston Vasey called Clownsville, Paignton. And it had a strange character called Stanley Pilkington. And this strange character, he was, in this kind of universe, parallel universe, he was a very successful clown. He did children's parties, and unfortunately one of the parties went wrong, where he filled the balloons and the bouncy castle with hydrogen instead of air and helium, and it exploded, and that kind of hit the news within Clownsville, and it kind of ruined his reputation and his business. So now he's really depressed. And he gets a phone call one day, and it's from the people of the Paignton Picture House. Come along, we've got a big show for you, for big bucks. And he thinks, this is my way back into the big time. So that's the main gist of that little story. And you have to come along. See
He's
how it
your
turns
character.
out.
You've created Stanley Pilkington, yeah.
That's right. So it's kind of like a Dickensian name.
Yeah.
Which is what kind of Steve Pemberton and Rhys Shearsmith do as well.
Yeah.
Have kind of memorable, strange names, strange characters. And all the stories have a twist. So this little story has a twist. It's not too scary. I know there's a clown in there, so if you have a phobia for clowns...
There's a clown warning on it, we'll say, politely, yes.
So if you have a phobia for clowns, it might not be for you. But it's not very scary.
Yeah.
It's more of a dark story.
Okay.
With a twist.
And that's your own. Yeah.
And I actually play the clown. As well as do the filming. And Kelly was one of the camera people for that one. And my brother-in-law and sister as well, they helped me film it. And that was the third year of my BA degree that I made that one for. At Plymouth University. And it was actually put forward and was nominated for an RTS Devon and Cornwall Student Television Award 2025. And we all got certificates for that one. And the patron for that one was King Charles III.
Right, indeed. Well done.
So it's almost got the award.
Yeah. So a right variety going on there, yeah. Excellent. We'll take another break for music. Another music track. Beatles dominated again. You've mentioned already what they mean to you, what the tracks mean. We're going to choose, or you've chosen rather, Eleanor Rigby now, which is again a story, isn't it?
That's right. It's a narrative-driven story. It's only 2 minutes long, but it's very powerful because the music, the classical music, drives the kind of narrative. So it's very clever and totally unique for 1966.
Beatles, Eleanor Rigby, telling a tale there from the 1960s, as Rob said earlier on. Joined by Rob Allway in the studio today, talking about the Historical Revelations event happening at the Projection Room, 11 Torbay Road, Paignton, on Saturday, with a showing at 10, then one at 11. There's a couple more films you haven't talked about that are going to be included.
That's right. So these were actually made by 2 students from South Devon College, and Kelly Bryant is their lecturer.
Yep.
I think they're the first year students. So Kelly Bryant was my lecturer for 2 years as well, so I kind of consider it like the sorcerer's... I'm the sorcerer's apprentice.
Yes, yeah.
That probably is for the 2 students as well. So one of the students is called James Tukey, and his film is called The Strands of Time, and he did some very interesting film footage within the cinema. Kind of had rotating cameras to get the different angles, and it has a theme with Agatha Christie as well. So Agatha Christie, as all locals know, was born in Torquay, and she went to the Paignton Picture House a lot. She actually had a reserved seat there with another seat for her driver butler. And the film kind of explores in an artistic way the links between Agatha Christie and the Paignton Picture House. It's got some marvellous kind of artistic imagery, and the same with Ed Bickle as well, and his film is called Brain of Venom, and it links both the Paignton Picture House and Agatha Christie, but this time from her kind of poisonous experiences that she had. She was kind of a genius. She knew all about poisons, and that's because during the First World War she worked as a pharmacist at Torbay Hospital, so she learnt all about poisons. So Ed Bickle's film kind of mixes artistic film with the Paignton Picture House and Agatha Christie and the poisons that she used in all her books. So Agatha Christie has sold 2 to 4 billion books.
Of course, yeah.
And has only been outsold by the Bible and Shakespeare. But they've been going a lot longer.
So a great range there, and the important thing is it's local filmmakers like yourself getting a chance. So you're supporting, if you're going along to see them as well, you're seeing work by local people, students that have been through South Devon College, as yourself has as well. So it must be amazing to get production and showing of your films. And your one, again, has it gone out so far? Is this a premiere, is the question, I suppose? Are these premieres or have these been seen before?
It's mostly premieres, actually. It's definitely the student films. My clown film was kind of nominated by Plymouth University.
Yeah.
But it hasn't been shown anywhere, I don't think.
Okay.
So that's a premiere. Kelly's films, it was really a live event. So these films kind of cover... There's 2 films. One's going to show the actual live performance. So you'll see the cinema. You'll see the 20 screens that she projects her film on. You'll see the sculpture by Tony Weaver, and you'll hear the wonderful music by Eunice Bierkevet. So, yes, I don't think anyone's really seen those films, but they have seen the live performances, because that was over 3 days in October 2023, and I think there were between 6 to 8 live performances over those 3 days. Each day had 6 to 8, and it was kind of, I was doing the IT and media support, but I was also part of the performance, because the film projections were kind of projected on the screen itself and the apex. There was also a camera within the sculpture where between 8 and 10 of the public would watch per performance. And they kind of became part of the live performance because they were filmed with a camera watching the film.
Yeah.
And at the start, we'd project the audience behind on the big screen before the main film started, and the audience could turn round, and there was a 2-second delay, so that people were watching themselves in the past, and the children loved it because they could interact with the camera and the screen and play along. So all of Kelly's projects are interactive. She's done several since, and I've helped with the technical side and a bit of filming as well. But her films are they have a kind of therapeutic value, so lots of people find them trance-like to watch in a live setting, because people they're actually within the artwork itself. And I've been told that some autistic people really get into it because they're really focused on the artwork, and it's very therapeutic for them. But even the average Joe finds it very therapeutic.
As film and art can be, yes. And music, which brings us on to another track, another Beatles therapeutic. This one, I think. Here Comes the Sun.
This is a very positive, upbeat track. It's the vocals are by lovely harmonies by Paul and George, and there's also a Moog synthesizer in there, which kind of adds colour to the track, but doesn't make it sound like an electronic track. So it's quite a very upbeat song.
Coming up to 18 minutes to 1. Chloe Pavley's here between 1 and 4 with all the usual features. Great music to get your feet tapping and get you smiling on this slightly overcast still Thursday afternoon, but the weekend ahead, and the week ahead is looking much more like summer. Chloe will take your request, and she's got the local shout out with all the events happening this weekend as well. Join her between 1 and 4, and Chris Gregory has Riviera Drive between 4 and 6 on your station for Torbay and South Devon, Riviera FM. Back to Rob in the studio. Rob, just remind us again of what's happening. In the meantime, though, just a little bit about yourself. Obviously, you've been through South Devon College. You got your degree in. Well, tell me what the degree was in, and what prompted you to do that, and where are you going next? What are your next projects? You mentioned some of your inspirations: A League of Gentlemen, dark comedy. So, do you stay in that genre, or do you like many other things?
I do like dark comedy and little short stories, so I would like to make some more of those. Probably with my clown character, or create some new characters. I like slapstick comedy, Laurel and Hardy. I'd like to do something like that as well. I like documentaries, especially historical ones. So I'd like to kind of develop that more. My actual background is totally different. I've got an engineering and a IT background. So I started off as my first job at Rolls-Royce Aero Engines in Bristol.
Okay.
And I worked on the EJ200 engine, which was brand new at the time. And that was for the European fighter aircraft.
Okay.
And I worked in the performance department on the mainframe, because they didn't have PCs back then. It was almost 40 years ago. And that was a really stimulating job. But over time, PCs started coming in, and I got interested in IT, and I wanted to learn more about PCs. So I went into the IT training business. I worked for IT training companies as a techie. I wasn't actually a trainer. I set up the courses and I looked after the servers. And then I kind of moved into the NHS. So in Bristol, I worked for the NHS Shared Business Services, which is not hospital based, it's financial. And I was the IT manager for the Bristol branch, and I looked after all the servers and all the PCs for the users. And then when I moved down to Paignton with my sister and friends, I kind of worked in the desktop department in Torbay Hospital, IT support. And then I wanted to change because I wanted to kind of explore art and filmmaking. So filmmaking and photography was always a hobby of mine. So I decided to try for a degree. Did 2 years at South Devon College and the final year at Plymouth. And the lecturers are fantastic at both of these centres. So I'd like to mention the holy trinity of brilliant lecturers at South Devon College. That would be Christopher Matthews and Kelly Bryant and Abby Woodbridge. Those three really influenced me with my editing and styles, and kind of turned me into a filmmaker. But all the lecturers are fantastic, both at the college, but I can't name them all, and also at Plymouth as well. So Linda Ward is one, but there's loads there too. So I've learnt something from every single lecturer.
Yeah, that's good.
It's given me a passion to make films.
That's the word, isn't it? Passion. That always comes through. Excellent. It's good to know that, South Devon College, we can do that, and you can enhance and nurture that passion and, put it into what we're going to be able to see this weekend. So just remind us about the event, Historical Revelations, at the Projection Room, 11 Torbay Road. 2 separate screenings, in effect, you say, one at 10 and one at 11. And how can people find out more information, and what else do they need to know, really?
Well, the main thing they should know is it's free.
That's always good. Always good.
The 8 films are going to be shown at 10 and then shown again at 11. Although Kelly's film, there's kind of 2 versions of that, the live performance and the film itself. So that's going to be shown, one of them at the 10 and one of them at the 11.
Yep.
So you'd have to stay for the whole event to see everything.
And the Picture House, again, just a reminder that the Projection Room, Lenka, you were telling me, is open 10 till 1, Friday and Saturday. And it's a cultural hub, really. If you like the idea of what Rob's been talking about, and you're a potential filmmaker or anyone that's interested in films, photography, cinematography, art, the buildings, the architecture, history, heritage, then this could be a place for you. And the Projection Room is open for you to drop in between 10 and 1 Fridays and Saturdays. They're always looking for volunteers and always looking for funds as well. So you can find out more from the people on the ground if you can't attend the event on Saturday, but hopefully there'll be more events as well. And not too long to wait now for the cinema itself to be reopen, the Paignton Picture House in its former glory, with the mosaic floor and the Art Deco architecture. It's going to be wonderful, isn't it?
It certainly is. So that should be the summer of 2026. There's lots of building work happening right now.
Absolutely. You can see that in Paignton Town Centre. So, plenty going on. So, get in touch. Come along to the event. If you can't come along to the event, is there a website and a place to find out more information? Just got that coming now. But again, always looking for volunteers, and to welcome new people who like to give a helping hand, or just people to find out more about what's happening with the Picture House, to get involved with projects out of the projection room. Mini culture hub, it's aimed to be and is, with exhibitions, workshops, film screenings like on Saturday, various art activities. The main thing is that all artists and art groups are very local to Torbay, and it's celebrating the talent in Torbay, like yourself, Rob, and again everyone that's coming out and through South Devon College. And again, it's history and heritage of our wonderful area. So there is a website if you'd like to find out more as well, which is, where is it? There it is, paigntonpicturehouse.org. Simple as that. Paignton Picture House, all one word, .org to find out more, or pop along 10 o'clock Saturday morning, 11 Torbay Road. Rob, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And I wish you all the very best with this event and future events as well, and we'll certainly keep in touch and let people know what is going on down there. One more track you've got, it's another Beatles. Tell us about With a Little Help from My Friends.
So this one's another positive, upbeat song. It's got a lovely message of friendship, and it always reminds me of the quote from Clarence the Angel. Remember, no man is a failure who has friends, and that's from the film It's a Wonderful Life.
That's the Beatles, With a Little Help from My Friends. The choice of Rob Alway. Again, obviously a Beatles fan, but a reason for choosing each of those individual songs that all mean something in their own particular way, as indeed do all the short films and documentaries you can see at the Projection Room on Saturday. 10 o'clock Saturday, 11 Torbay Road, Paignton, to find out more and get involved. And yes, again, Friday and Saturday, the two main days you can get involved and drop into the Projection Room. And they're always looking for volunteers, and we'll welcome new people to come along and get involved, fundraising as well, anything at all like that. There is a suggested donation for Saturday. It is a free event, but obviously a suggested donation as well. And you can find out more about the Stories Under the Slates, which is a fundraising appeal where people can write a message, a memory on a slate, which will be on the roof above the auditorium when the restoration is completed. 2,500 tiles need to be replaced, but you can have your name, your message on said tile that will be there for forever and ever for a small donation. So it's so much going on down there, and we'll keep you informed on Riviera FM. It's time